Hey, so get this. What if a sci-fi story was also its own global business plan? It sounds kind of wild, right? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to break down Robojit and the Sand Planet to see how a massive creative universe gets built, not just with a cool story, but with a real-world strategy baked right into the plot. Let's get into it.
All right, we're jumping straight into the action. No messing around. We're in this huge, glowing royal chamber on a faraway planet called Radon. And the palace? Yeah, it's under attack, and its ruler is forced to watch the whole thing happen.
And that's our guy, King Goodhat. Picture this towering, golden-haired king just filled with this cold fury. You know, he's a king, so he's supposed to keep a straight face, hide his fear. But right now, you can just feel the anguish coming off him in waves.
To really set the scene here, Goodhat is all alone in this incredible chamber that looks like it's carved from living crystal. And he's standing in front of this giant 6x6-foot glass pane that's acting as a live feed, showing him his homeworld being absolutely torn apart.
And what he's seeing is just pure chaos. You've got these four-winged fighter planes just screaming across the sky, raining fire down on these quiet little towns. Whole communities are being wiped off the map, families are running for their lives, buildings are just crumbling. It's a vision straight out of a nightmare.
Okay, wow, that is a heavy way to start, right? So you're probably wondering, what are we actually looking at here? Is this just a movie script? Well, the answer is kind of yes and no. This whole thing is part of something way, way more ambitious. So let's pull back the curtain for a second. See, Robojit and the Sand Planet isn't just one story. It's what's called a global transmedia project. That's a fancy way of saying it's one gigantic story that from day one is designed to be told across a ton of different platforms for people all over the world. It's a pretty modern way to build a universe, not just for an audience, but for partners to come in and help you build it.
And when they say multiple formats, they are not kidding. We're talking the whole shebang. The plan is to have a feature film, an animated series, graphic novels, video games, or other interactive stuff, and, like they say, and more. I mean, it is a massive, massive undertaking.
So, why put these script pages out there for everyone to see? Well, it's actually a really clever two-for-one deal. On one side, it's for people like you and me, the readers, to get totally hooked on the story. But on the other side, it's a direct pitch to potential collaborators, studios, investors, animators, showing them, hey, look at what we could build together.
Okay, so now that we get the why behind all this, let's get back to the good stuff, the story itself. It's time to meet the villain causing all this destruction and the beautiful world he's set his sights on.
And here he is, the monster King Goodhat was talking about. This is Donaldo. He's the brutal tyrant of a planet called Tapori, and his goal is simple, and it's terrifying. He wants to rule the entire galaxy, and right now, Radon is just the next name on his list.
And this is the world he's attacking. Radon is, well, it's basically a paradise. It's all green fields and huge farms, a place where people live simple, peaceful lives. They have this unique silver daylight for 8 hours a day, which just adds to this serene feeling. It's the absolute polar opposite of the fire and chaos Donaldo's bringing to their doorstep.
So, you might be asking, how did things get so bad? Well, here's the quick backstory. A long time ago, Earth got too crowded, so humanity built new worlds, and Radon was one of them. But lately, Donaldo's been on a rampage, just picking off the weaker planets one by one. And now, Radon is pretty much the last major power left standing. So with this unstoppable force just steamrolling through the system, the other rulers are frankly terrified. So out of sheer desperation, they decide to make a really bold move. They turn to the one person they think can stop Donaldo, King Goodhat. And this whole idea of forming an alliance, it's the absolute heart of the story, and as you'll see, the project itself.
And this is where everything changes. In the middle of the attack, the other kings literally teleport right into Goodhat's chamber as these silvery ghosts. And they offer him everything, their armies, their weapons. They even offer to make him their supreme ruler, if he'll just lead them. He accepts, they sealed the deal with this sacred bonfire ritual, and just like that, a unified force is born.
And man, the result is immediate and it is spectacular. The newly formed alliance meets Donaldo's next wave head-on. But this time, they don't just defend their home, they go on the offensive, and they absolutely shatter his fleet. Donaldo himself,
He just barely escapes with his life, fleeing into some alien forest, totally beaten and humiliated. But you know a good villain never stays down for long. As he's collapsing, he vows that this isn't over. And you just know he means it. The real war is just getting started.
So this brings us full circle. Remember how we said the story was also the business plan? Well, that whole alliance building part we just saw, that's it. The story is literally a metaphor for how they want to get this entire project made.
Let's just put it in a nutshell. In the story, King Goodhat gets all these planets to team up against a common enemy. In the real world, the creators of this project want studios, animators, and investors to team up and build this massive universe together. The story is the pitch. It's kind of brilliant, right?
Which leaves us with one last big question. Is this whole project designed to build an army of fans or an army of investors? And the really fascinating answer seems to be, it's trying to build both at the exact same time. It's a pretty unique strategy for building a new world, one fan and one partner at a time. Thanks for hanging out with us for this one.